So where my thing is right now, the sun's coming, it's gonna land on my head and it won't. So
What up with your umbrella?
because it won't, I don't think it'll block it.
Okay, what about next word?
What about it?
I'll leave her in here.
Perhaps a comet or even the neighboring Andromeda galaxy 2 million light years away. Yes, but if you simplify even more, what do you see? Objects floating in space. So what does the universe consist of? Objects and space. If you don't become speechless when looking out into the space on a clear night, you are not really looking, not aware of the totality of what is there. You are probably only looking at the objects and perhaps seeking to name them. If you have ever experienced a sense of awe when looking into space, perhaps even felt a deep reverence in the face of this incomprehensible mystery, it means you must have relinquished for a moment your desire to explain and label, and have become aware not only of the objects in space, but of the infinite depth of space itself. You must have become still enough inside to notice the vastness in which these countless worlds exist. The feeling of awe is not derived form with sense perceptions, thoughts, and emotions that the vital hidden half is missing from their lives. Their identification with form keeps them trapped in ego. The collective disease of humanity is that people are so engrossed in what happens, so hypnotized by the world of fluctuating forms, so absorbed in the content of their lives, they have forgotten the essence, that which is beyond content, beyond form, beyond thought. They are so consumed by time that they have forgotten eternity, which is their origin, their home, their destiny. Eternity is the living reality of who you are. Thank you. And I believe it's time for our special music now. Thank you so very much, Susan. Take it away.
Good morning. When I look into your eyes, it's like watching the night sky or a beautiful sunrise. There's so much they hold, and just like them old stars, I see that you've come so far to be right where you are. How old is your soul? I won't give up on us, even if the skies get rough. I'm giving you all my love. I'm still looking up. And when you're needing your space to do some navigating, I'll be here patiently waiting to see what you find. 'Cause even the stars, they burn, some even fall to the earth. We've got a lot to learn. God knows we're worth it. No, I won't give up. I won't give up. 'Cause I don't want to be someone who walks away so easily. I'm here to stay and make the difference that I can make. A difference the skies get rough, I'm giving you all my love. I'm still looking up. Oh, I won't give up on us. No, I'm not giving up. God knows I'm tough, I'm tough, I'm tough, and I am loved. I've got a lot to learn, but I'm alive. I am loved. God knows we're worth it. Oh, I won't give up on us. Even though the skies get rough, I'm giving you all my love. I'm still looking up.
So could that just be more perfect with the reading and with our technology today? So Reverend Gill is going to be giving our talk today, and it looks like, okay, we've got the picture. Now we need the minister. So we're getting there. Step by step, poco a poco. All right. So we, oh, and now do we have sound? Poco a poco.
Good morning.
All right. So we,
Good morning. How are we doing, everybody? I'm so happy to be with you. I am coming to you live from the deck here in Oakland. The last time I'll be coming to you from here. It's quite exciting. Been spending my weeks moving, actually not moving, just moving things around. But it's coming along. So let's just drop into this day, into this moment, because I know it's been a little stressful on that end for the folks trying to put it together. It's been a little stressful on my end, not knowing what was going to happen. So let's just know that this time together is perfect and whole and complete. And that you may hear my dog, but it's okay. It's all right. So I wanted to start today with a little background, a little stuff about me. I'd come to a place of holding certain ideas that would commonly be considered conservative or evangelical Christian beliefs. And I think what I mean by that is that, I had some pretty clear ideas about how things worked and which way things went. And yeah, I didn't vary from that a lot at the time. And then I may have mentioned this before, you know that when I met my wife, Robin, things just changed. Well, I was challenged with a whole different idea of how to understand spirituality. And I had to walk through a place where I was like, how do these two things exist together? How is it possible that God, spirit, could be all about this and also about this? So what I knew was I had these ideas, but I'd walked into a place where all I could know was love. And I knew that it was good and it was okay. I knew that it was bigger than I was seeing. And after some time, I was able to actually embrace something very different. I was able to embrace this idea that I could see where things wove together. I could see where things could work together. And wow, suddenly this whole worldview that I had held was completely shattered. And that's not the first time that had happened. And it's probably not the last time it'll happen. I'm sure probably times have happened since then in different ways. But the idea is that I had to realign my thinking. I had to look at things a little bit. So this month, we've been talking about paradox, which is kind of this idea that there's two disparate ideas which are being held simultaneously. And I want to suggest today that that's not true. It's not true because it's just how we see the world, and particularly how our brains work. You see, we process information not unlike a computer. Anybody who studied computers at all knows that all of it's based on ones and zeros. Everything. So it's this or that, this or that, this or that. And by changing each one of those in different places, we get a different result. Okay? And that's how our minds work. This or that. Where does it go? What do we do with it? How does it make sense? And so it's either here or there, right? And so we categorize information that way. And it's always correct, right? It's always where it should be. Okay, so in this process of cleaning out the house and moving things, we've gone through various files, et cetera, et cetera. And it's amazing when you open up a file and it has a particular title on it, and you look inside and you go, why is this in this file? What does this have to do with this? Well, at some point in time, that's where we thought it should go, or that's where I thought it should go. So that's where it went. And the reality is that each time we engage with the world, we're engaging with new information and new experience and new understanding. And so as I engage with that piece of paper, I go, that's not where that goes. Or if I, and it's the same thing on your computer. You ever look for stuff on your computer and go, I know I put it somewhere where I could find it. And you go and you look around and it's not in the file marked RGCSL, and it's not in the file marked new ideas, and it's not in the, and you're like, where the heck did it go? But eventually it turns up somewhere and you're like, why is it there? Or you find something you've been looking for weeks and you go, why is it over here? So this whole idea of categorization is really a moving target. It's not a simple this or that. It's constantly evolving based on what we know and what we're thinking and what we've found out in our lives. So I'd like to share with you this idea I found from James Baldwin, that education is a paradox because it contains a paradox. Then the paradox is that if one begins to become conscious, then we begin to examine what our society is that's been educating us. And we begin to realize that we are learning things from particular perspectives. We are learning things from particular things. And suddenly, because we're more educated, we actually then question more. Because we have more information and more understanding, we have a better sense to say, well, I'm not so sure that that's the whole story. What else is there here? What else is there? So we're encountering things all the time, whether it's in real time, things in our experience, or whether it's some kind of virtual engagement, whether we're watching the news or reading stories or books or going to classes. We're constantly engaging with this information if we choose to. And that's the kicker, if we choose to. Because sometimes it's easier to decide that, it's A or B, and I know it's A, so that's how it is. And it's very simple. And that doesn't really serve us if we're going to have a worldview that's based on a spiritual understanding that says God is everywhere present, that spirit, that there's only one life, that there's only one thing happening, how can that be true if some of it is wrong and some of it is right? That's the question, right? How can we engage with that if that's what we're thinking? The reality is when we are working through our own stuff, when we're working through our own things, the only way we can come to a place of really moving, of really changing things, is when we accept what already is. And I contend that this is the idea in this shattering your worldview or shaking up your worldview, is that we have to embrace all that is in order to consider all the possibilities, which can move us to a place of actual resolution, actual love in the whole situation, of being able to see that rather than the paradox, rather than this idea that, well, there's this or that and somehow they exist together, we realize that it's all one. It's all come together. And I'll talk just for a moment about something that's really happening right now, really on the top of many people's minds, and that is what's happening in Gaza and with Israel, Palestine, and Hamas. And there is an opportunity there to shift from the paradox that says, or the idea that we're holding, that it must be one or the other. It must be that the Jews are right, that Israel is doing exactly what they need to do because they've lived this oppressed history and this is where they've come to, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Or the Palestinians have been repressed by Israel for how long? There's always been this conflict. There's been unfair treatment. There's been unfair all kinds of things. And so therefore, that is the way we have to view it. From that side, if you will. And that's a place that doesn't allow us to really embrace what it means to be spiritually conscious, what it means to be in love in in the world, to be a part of creating love, creating a peaceful harmony in the world. Yes, we always run into conflict. We always have those things. But our job is to figure out how to hold it all. Not to have a worldview that's narrow, not to have a worldview where we've decided already this is how it is. And so that's what we're doing. But a worldview where we continue to take in information, we continue to be open, and we realize, what we're hearing may be very slanted to one side or the other. We may not hear the whole story. And so I was actually had the opportunity to be listening to the global practitioner retreat this weekend. And I listened to Marianne Williamson yesterday, and she brought up this incredible point and example that, if you think about that conflict and you think about an Israeli woman holding her baby, walking through the rubble, trying to find a place of safety. And then you think about a mother from Hamas or from Palestine, who's from Gaza, who's holding her baby, and walking through the rubble and trying to find safety. Is there a difference in our compassion for either one? Should we be compassionate for one and not the other? Can we be? And so the idea that if we split things off, we can let go of our compassion. We can lose our compassion for certain people and certain entities playing in a field. We will push those to the side. But that's when our worldview begins to narrow. And our job, I believe, is to constantly be ready to shake up our worldview. Constantly be ready to look at something and ask the question, what do I need to learn here? Ask the question, who needs my love here? Ask the question, how do I engage with this situation in a way that brings more love, more peace, more consciousness? Do I ignore it altogether? I don't think so. Do I pretend that there's only one thing to think about, only one way to see it, and that's what we need to do? And whether that requires ignoring some people or creating violence or doing whatever, then it's okay? No, I don't think that's how we do it. We do it when we ask ourselves the hard questions. We ask ourselves, what is it in me that allows me to hold this prejudice, if you will, to hold this place in myself where I can be non-compassionate for certain situations or certain people? And that's the beauty of this new thought teaching, this understanding of the world. It all starts here. And although there has been this idea or this notion that we as new thought people are very self-centered. We're always talking about, how do I get what I want? How do I deal with myself? The reality is I can't deal with anything else if I'm walking with certain beliefs and understandings in myself that allow me to view the world in a way that doesn't embrace the fullness of spirit. And that's why we're always looking here, because every time I open up something in here, I open up something out here. I open up the space for someone else to step in. I open up the space for a new idea. I open up the space for all kinds of things. Everything. Everything. So one of the ideas around this shaking up our worldview is that we stay in the question rather than the answer. And for me, that really helps me understand this idea that I get to ask the questions. I get to be in the question. See, some years ago, I remember we stumbled upon the statistic that said that whenever someone says no, is that how it works? Anyway, that 85% of what happens after that, they don't hear. Because they've already shut down. They've already closed it out. Nope, that's not right. I'm moving on. I bet Robin will correct me on exactly what that story is. However, that's the idea. The idea is that virtually everything else that happens after that point, after a point when somebody says, no, that's not how it works, or I'm not, no, I'm not going to do that, whatever, they don't hear anything else. They don't hear most of what else happens because we stop taking in information. We stop absorbing information. We stop standing in the question. We no longer have a question. We already have an answer. We have an answer. Actually, you know what it is? The statement is, I know that. That's the statement. I know that. Whenever somebody says, I know that, they don't hear anything else. And it's because they know they have the answer. There is no more need for a question if you already have the answer. Now, yes, we walk through life and we have a lot of answers. We have a lot of things we've learned. We have a lot of experiences. And you know what? Sometimes we can get away with applying those fairly generically. But most of the time, we are denying ourselves and those around us of an incredible opportunity to expand in our love, to expand in our consciousness of what's happening in the world, to expand beyond what we thought, to step into a place that is new, that is possible, and that is beautiful. And I have a friend, a colleague, Reverend Joan Stedman, who has at the bottom of every communication she sends out the quote from Rumi that says, out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. And that's where we're called to go, beyond that place where we've already decided what's right and what's wrong. Beyond that space into this place that's broader, that's wider, that can see beyond. And to stand in the question, what can we learn? What can I know? What can I embrace around this situation that will allow me to act in love? How can I allow my worldview to be shaken up, to be, it's not the perfect worldview. It's not the only worldview. It's not the way the world is. It's the way I have decided it is based on my perceptions and experience. And if I can be open to the question, I can constantly be learning and up-leveling that place where I stand. That place where I stand in truth, because I can see the broader truth. So our call, our encouragement, our thing today is to embrace a wider truth. To let go of the idea that things are this or that. And when we find ourselves there, to step back, to let go of the idea, to just be for a moment and be open to what can I hear? What can I hear from that person that disagrees with me? What can I learn from them? What is it that they know that I don't know? How is it I can love them even if I don't agree with them? How can I hold them? How can I support them? How can I bless them? These are all very big questions. But what I want you to leave today with is that it's time to shake up your worldview. It's time to change it. It's time to let go of the narrow ideas that we so easily cling to, and to be open to something new, something larger, something that is a loving presence that's representative of what spirit truly is. And if we're walking, living emanations of the one, then we have the capacity, we have the possibility of being that loving place, of being that perfect, compassionate, that perfect visionary, perfect ability to see the world. We have that capacity. And the only reason we don't go there is because we've already decided. So I'd like to take a moment and just anchor this in prayer. I'm going to invite practitioners and ministers in the room to stand and circle the room, and anywhere else that you are, so you can just hold the space of all the people who are here, all the people who might watch this in the future, of all the people that wanted to be here. And we just hold all of them symbolically as we circle the room and in our hearts. And take a moment and breathe in and know that there is one life, one love, one absolute perfection. And that perfection lives and breathes and has its very being as me and as each one in this room and as each one wherever they are. And on whatever side, if you will, of whatever situation they're on. That is still spirit. They are still spirit. They are still the fullness of God. And so I stand right here and right now knowing that compassion and love is possible everywhere. Knowing that I can find a way to hear and to understand with greater depth and greater breadth than ever. I can take whatever narrow or shallow worldview that someone else brings to me or that I myself have engaged in. I can take that. Each one of us can take that, and we can take ourselves and step back, step beyond that place of right and wrong, beyond that place of what we believe is right and what we believe is wrong, and meet one another in the field. In the field where we listen, where we embrace, where we offer humanity, humanitarian compassion, where we offer love, where we offer who we are. And I know this is truly possible, and this is truly who we're called to be. And we do that every day. We stand and we know that whoever amidst our community is struggling or working through health issues or all that, we know the truth that they are more than that. And we know that in every situation, that whoever it is, that I myself, that you yourself are more than that, whatever the situation is. And so we always work to embrace the more than that, because that's the truth. That is the truth. So as we embrace this large understanding of the world and of each other and how things work, we just see each other in love. We see beyond the appearances. We see beyond what somebody shows up as, if you will, how someone walks into the room. We see beyond whatever that triggers in us, and we open up to the space of the perfection of that human being, of that entity, of that representation of spirit. So I am right now blessing this, blessing each one of us, blessing all that is, blessing every worldview that is shattered, blessing every opportunity that we have to expand, blessing every person who is right now reading a book and learning something new, who is right now listening to someone they didn't think they would listen to, who is right now thinking, how can I be more inclusive and embrace the world in a broader way? I bless all, and I give thanks. And I give thanks for each one here, and I give thanks for the entire world and the ways in which we get to be in community with one another and build community in the community. So for this and so much more, I just release this word, knowing that it is perfect and was done long before it was spoken. And so it is.
And Cheryl Ray and Susan helping on camera and just everyone pitching in is wonderful. That was well worth every effort. So thank you, Reverend Gill, for a very inspiring message. I love that paradox that the wisest people know that they don't know. And then we can go beyond into a more loving worldview. So I really, really appreciate that. So it is time now for us to share our abundance. So for those of you joining online, there are all different ways that you could give. There are things, there's a number that could be scrolling across the screen, or you could go to the website and click the donate button. There's all different ways that you can give. Some of you give every month electronically, so thank you for that. We also have some baskets up in the front if you want to share your abundance that way. So let's take a moment to say our giving affirmation that is on the slide. I am abundant, and I give for my abundance. I am prosperous, and I give for my prosperity. I am blessed, and I give for my blessings. My blessings of spirit are as abundant as the stars, and so I give and receive generously, and so it is. And now it's time for some more special music with Susan Clark.
Just a spoke in the wheel, one grain of sand, but it feels so right to be right where I am. One little part of a much bigger plan, and the longer I'm here, the more I understand. I am one. Like the rays of the sun, when it's all said and done, I am one, we are one. I'm just one drop of rain that falls from the sky, that runs to a stream, then the ocean by and by. And I could do worse than to give myself up on the crest of a wave in this ocean of love. I am one, like the rays of the sun. And when it's all said and done, I am one, we are one. One gentle touch, one loving word, one single step to a kinder world, a kinder world. You guys feel like singing with me? You're just gonna echo with me? So I am one. I am one. Okay, all right. Here we go. I am one. I am one. We are one. Like the rays of the sun, when it's all said and done, I am one, we are one.
Well, that was a perfect song. wasn't it? I just love the perfection of spirit that has everything turn out better than anything we could have engineered or facility manipulated. I made up that word. But it's so good. That was the perfect song that went with the perfect talk, that went with the perfect reading, that went with the perfect prayer. And so let's just take a moment to know that God is on the job. This is all well in hand. And I also was hoping that we could take a moment to bless Reverend Gill as his family is moving from Oakland to San Diego, which is a big, hairy deal. It's a lot. So we're just going to know for him that the way is made clear and easy. Everything falls into place better than he could have engineered or facility manipulated. It's going to be beautiful where his family gets to go. And then when he comes back to us, whatever time that is, it's perfect. I know that he is truly blessed, and so is his family. And I also want to take a moment to bless these offerings, knowing that we absolutely are abundant. We live in an infinite universe. And so we know that we are in the flow of abundance, of the infinite, that there's always enough to give, there's always enough to go around, and that the Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living is blessed with people, with skills, with talents, with treasure, with the money we need to do the thing we do that goes out into the world that blesses everyone who crosses our path. So I know that these gifts are blessed. I know that each one of us is blessed in ways we never could have imagined, far beyond anything we could have engineered, because we are truly blessed in the divine. And so it is. All right, so we're on to the time, the closing of our service today. So I just want to remind you that we are a praying community. We love to pray. It's a beautiful support for anything and everything that you're going through, whether it's a struggle or a celebration. It's all worth fabulous prayers. So there's different ways that we could pray with you. We have practitioners that actually spend quite a time, like they go through 2 years of training to be in a place to support you in really profound prayer work. So different ways that you could receive this prayer. After service, you could join us in the prayer garden, where you will see practitioners hanging out ready to do a mini spiritual mind treatment and prayer with you. You could look in the backs of your seats and pull out a prayer request, or just go to the back table and write down a prayer request and put it in the box. And then our practitioners are emailed and we pray all week long for you. Or if you're online or you're at home and you need prayer, you could go to the website, rgcsl.org, and click prayer request. And then that goes out to all the practitioners, because we know things can get pretty gnarly, and it's wonderful to know you have support. You have extra support in your corner. So now I'm gonna bring Nancy up so she can close us out here. We've got a few things left to do, and then we're gonna have some social time together.
Well, hello, beautiful people. Oh, so what a joy it's been today to celebrate together. So don't forget that prayer garden. It really is a help to have, and it doesn't matter if you are celebrating or in need. We're there for support. So now we are going to have, Brian, are you doing the announcements today? Okay, Brian's coming up to do the announcements. And
before I give announcements, we've got a parade of other people that I want to call up.
Hey, Brian.
Gilbert is going to talk about new stuff in the bookstore. Kim Peabody's our healer today. Kim, where are you? There she is. Look back. There's Kim. Welcome back, Kim. And then Cheryl's got some stuff about the evolution of the kitchen angel here. So I'll let you guys come up in order, and then I'll give the rest of the announcements.
Thank you, Brian. Whoops. So I hope you all heard that. So I'm going to start with, in keeping with what Reverend Gill said, I'm going to start by saying yes. I want to make sure you all hear.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. So I'm with the bookstore, and today I want to make sure everybody knows that we are in the process of bringing in a lot of Christmas merchandise. So, and I also have with me today one of our featured Artist of the Month to talk a little bit about one of our products that we're featuring this week. So, thank you, Reverend Amatara. Gosh, you make a great host.
Anything you need.
Thank you. So, we have a lot of Christmas new stuff coming in. This one in particular is a healing candle with sage and scented oil. Thank you very much. I also want to point out that we have also our Christmas cards coming in. This one in particular, even if you don't have children, if you have a child that is looking to give a card, they can color it and they can write in whatever message they want. We also have some Om cards, okay? Chakra cards, okay? And I also want to point out that we also have Thomas Kincaid or Hallmark cards, as well as 3D cards. This one here is for kids, or if you are a Peanuts fan, okay? They open up and they form a 3D. So, enough said on my end. I want to talk and introduce our Artist of the Month. Her name is Jackie Herrera, and she is an artist when it comes to silk. Well, anything silk. So these are the scarves that we're featuring this week, okay, this month. They're in our bookstore, so please come by and check out all that we have. We're also in the process of decorating our bookstore. Our bookstore team is really going to have a fun time doing that, so we expect to have that all completed by November. So, without further ado, Jackie, would you please come on up and talk a little bit about who you are and what inspired you to make these creations? Thank you very much.
Okay, I brought a lot to show you, but I'll just tell you, and if you want to see it, you can come back and I'll show you. First of all, I want to thank Carol Ann for... I want to thank Carol Ann for suggesting that I come here because I have these scarves that I've just started painting. I'm an artist, and I'm from California. We lived in Las Vegas, New Mexico for a while. We moved to the central coast of California, where I was involved with art associations, where we had galleries that you could take your paintings and, here it doesn't work that way. Here you run all over the place trying to put your artwork here and pick it up and take it, and I don't want to do that. So I thought, what am I going to do? I have to keep creating. And I inherited a big box of silk from a woman I used to paint with, and I was afraid to do it. So since last May, I decided this is what I'm going to do. Because instead of having paintings in my house, in my garage, and everybody else's house, silk is easy. You fold it up, put in cupboard, you hang it up or whatever. So, but I'm like a machine when I get going and I can't stop. So I need someplace to take it. So, and I need just to sell a little just to keep my habit going. But I love, love, love to make stuff. And so I'm grateful to Gil for letting me bring my scarves here. I wrote up a little thing about how it works, but I don't know how much time I get. So if you want, I'll show you everything I have. It's been a long time in learning, but I've taught myself every kind of art that I do. I started out with watercolor, I do acrylics, I do oils, they're too messy for me. I do collages, and whatever is out there for me to learn, I want to try it. So this is my latest one. So who knows where we'll go from here, but right now I love it. Love it, love it, love it. They're pretty, they're fun. And I don't watch TV. My husband loves TV, so I'm in my little room painting all the time. So if you want to see more, come on back and I'll show you, okay? Thank you.
Kim?
Hi, friends. A lot of you know me. A lot of you don't know me. I've been in CSL and around RGCSL for at least 2 decades. Anyways, today I'm the healer, and I will be offering therapeutic hugs and Tantra meditation. if you don't know what Tantra is, it's a self-awareness modality to open up chakras and relieve, bring out emotional stagnations that we might have. Thank you. I'd be in the pack room or in the back. Yeah.
Cheryl?
Okay, you guys haven't seen me up here really, except for when we did our choir, but you're stuck with me now. So part of what RGCSL is about is community. What does community do when there's something to be done? We do it together. Thank you. Thank you. We do it together. So we're working to build community. Now there's an animal in nature that demonstrates this very well. Anybody know what that is? No? Okay, I'll tell you. It's the beaver. Beavers are a tremendous example of community. See, Susan Beaver knows exactly where the proper logs need to go to make the music in the river. And Nancy Beaver knows how to pray. And different beavers know exactly where the next log needs to go. He sees it or she sees it, and they get up and they go do it. They don't wait to be told. They don't have to ask their neighbor, do you think I should do this? Do you think they do that? Absolutely not. They do not ask. They say, that needs to be done. I'm going to go do it. Is everybody getting this? Okay, so this applies to us as a community, totally, particularly as a kitchen angel. Everybody listen now. This means we're expanding the kitchen angel ministry to the community. This means that everybody gets to pick up and do what they see to do. And so what I'd like for you to do is look to your left. Okay, now look to your right. Okay, now this is your kitchen angel team. Okay, and so Gracie is helping me to produce this whole shebang. And so when we're kind of getting wound down, if we say, hey, it's time to go, guys, let's move it. Let's all be as a team here. Everybody pick up and do something so that one person's not left doing it all. Because one person being left doing it all, it gets old. So if everybody could be a part of that, if you've got questions about how that works, you can ask me, you can ask Mike, you can ask Carol Ann. We're all been doing this. We've all been doing this. And the Dawsons, they've been doing it too. So everybody pick up and participate. And if we all get up and do it, it will be done very quickly. That's how the beavers do it. Let's get it done so we can go on. Everybody got it? Are we our beavers? Yay! All right.
Morning. And on that note, we have a sign-up sheet for Thanksgiving right back there. And we have the turkeys. So we just need sides. I'm a turkey, he's a turkey. And we just need sides and desserts, and there's even a list of ideas if one cannot come up with any. Thanks.
Hi, everybody. Hey, I just wanted to come on for a quick second and say thank you so much. I appreciate Kamatari, appreciate Belinda in the back and all the folks, and Cheryl and her announcement. And I just wanted you to know that I really miss being there, and I'm excited. I'm returning this week, and I will see you all next week in person. And meanwhile, just keep it up and know that in addition to all these great things, we are getting ready for our retreat. So it's going to be great. If you haven't figured it out how to be there yet, this is the week to do it. So we'd love to have everyone come that is available and know that it's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you all so much. Blessings.
Okay, we're sharing this responsibility.
Yes.
And Hilda's going to tell a little bit about this is a rough draft of the flyer, and she's going to tell a little bit about that. Last time I was up at the podium, I talked about the Super Holiday Extravaganza Superside Gift Basket. And so what's going to be happening is that this next week I'm going to be creating the flyer of how you can contribute, just kind of a memory jogger. And also one of the things we're going to have during the holiday season, which may end up being an event that's kind of co-hosted or shared with Presbyterian Church of Placitas, is we will be having a Christmas do-it-yourself ornament making event at which I will provide the crafting supplies. All you have to do is just be there. And the idea is for you to create one ornament for your own household or more, and create one that will be on the tree in the bookstore, and those will be sold as a fundraiser. Okay? This is a lot of fun, and we did it last year at the Las Placitas Church. And everybody that was there, we had about 20 people, said that they wanted to do it again. So that's going to be another fundraising event. And I brought these this morning, but we decided we're going to have to do a little bit of revisions. And so that's going to be coming out this week, and I'll hand these out. These will be available for handout next Sunday. But Hilda's going to fill you in a little bit about what's on this information.
Well, some of us have been talking about doing a gala, and so we've got a date now. The date is December 16th, and it will be at 6 o'clock. And, you know, as Cheryl was pointing out, it takes a village. It really takes a village, and it takes a village to make this place work. And as a lot of people know, this place has been struggling, and I'm really hoping for us to make some money so that we are able to stay here. And it's going to be soup, salad, and song. Susan Clark and I are going to be, if there are other people who want to donate their time as far as musicians, it would be greatly appreciated. And there will also, any artists out there, we're going to have a silent auction at that day as well. We did that a few years ago, and it worked out really well. So anybody who's artists out there, to donate your art so we can make money for the center. Okay, I think that's all I have to say then. Thank you.
So just be looking for a revised version of this next week.
Just real quick, choir sign-up sheet is in the back of the room. I'm hoping to have a choir, and we're going to perform on December 10th. We're going to have 4 rehearsals only, and those rehearsals are going to be Wednesday nights, I'm hoping, in the sanctuary at 6:30. First one is 11:15. That's our first rehearsal. And, you know, look at this sign-up sheet. There are only 4 names on it, so that is not a choir. That's a quartet. So I'm just saying, it'll be at the back of the room if you're interested. Thank you.
Thank you all. I love it when we have a parade of so many people, because that means we got a lot going on here. I love that. Thank you, Kamatara. I mean, I kept envisioning this ever-expanding spiral of like asking questions, getting some more awareness, enhancing your perception, which leads to asking more questions, and things continue to open up in the oneness. I love that. Thank you. From the board, there's going to be elections for our new Board of Trustees Sunday the 22nd. We've got Bob Kermott is going to be running as a new board member for a 3-year term. Mark Ayers, current board member, will be running for re-election for another 3-year term. Our hope is that the board will have 7 voting members, along with Reverend Gill as sort of ex officio. Here's the thing I want you to hear. Please don't say no and shut off on this one. We need more women on the board. We need more women on the board. We need more women on the board. We need female energy. We need the divine feminine to be there, to hold space, to create, to help make everything happen. I'm a guy, all right? We got what we got, but we're not all of it. The best we could ever be is half of the thing. So please, if there are any women who are considering that as a possibility, no. And if you're saying, I got too much to do, that's why we want you, because you're one of those people who has a lot to do, who's getting things done. We need you to be on the team. Please show up. That's a biggie. So many people came up and gave all the other announcements. I'm going to mention the retreat again, October 27th through 29th at Our Lady of Guadalupe Monastery in Pecos, New Mexico. Please be there. I want to also acknowledge the Compassion Ministries. I got some teeth pulled Thursday morning, and David Powell showed up to take me there, hung out for 45 minutes and take me home. When we have need and there's no one else to help you, there's not no one else to help you. The Compassion Ministry is there. Call Carmela, call Susan Solari, call anybody who you think might have anything to do with that. Let them network for you. I got a list of names of people to call. It was so good, so convenient. No Uber had to be called. I had somebody who actually cares about me there to be there when I came out of my anesthesia. And know that we're all here really supporting everybody anyway. We've all got our piece of the puzzle. And I'm so glad that we had a whole parade of people here who were providing their piece of the puzzle today. So thank you.
So many exciting things. So thank you for holding on and making a space for that. So it's time for our benediction with Talia, and then we'll have our closing song.
Gratitude, grateful for the plethora of energy and commitment and community that is here at this beloved Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living. Blessings, love, prayers, support to each and every one of you who are taking a piece of maybe stick like a beaver and doing the part that you feel is yours to do. And so with that loving spirit of also going beyond what we think is ours and asking the hard questions of how do I learn? What do I let go of so I can become more by holding less? Where may I give and walk into that oneness of spirit, which I know is love? And it has so many different forms, as we see here with the bookstore and the art and the music and the heart and the food angels, the kitchen angels. There is so much opportunity. So find the way that is yours and give as your heart calls. And know that whatever it is perfect. As are you and as are we, and as is the center. And so as you go forth this week, may you know it is perfect too. And so with this we pray and hold all in that oneness in the field beyond right and wrong. With love, and so it is.
Thank you, Talia. Please stand. We finally reached the closing song. Oh my goodness. Same song we had last week. So I know you know it now, right? All right, here we go. I am a powerful, creative, spiritual being. I am a powerful, creative, spiritual being. more dancers up here. You can create anything you want this life. What do you want? What do you want? You can create anything you want this life. I love it. The universe is on your side, and you. Oh, we're gonna get some drums, love. I was hoping for a drummer. The universe is on my side, and you are loved. You are loved. You are loved. We are powerful, creative, spiritual beings. A little louder, please. I want to hear you. We are powerful, creative, spiritual beings. Oh, that was so much better. We can create. We can create anything we want this life. Just follow Margie. She'll tell you how to get there. We can create anything we want this life. Oh, yeah. The universe is on our side, and we are loved. The universe is on our side, and we are loved. Well, thank you, dancers. Thank you.